So this is basically the defined definition of what a goal is if you look at it on the internet. It's the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim, or a desired result. For most people, a goal is just a dream, right? When you really think about it, do you actually know the difference between a goal and a dream? Because some we touch on in our mind and think that we'd like to have, and we dream on them. Others know that a goal is a creation tool that is a guaranteed fact. If they put it on pen and paper and follow with energy over time, they'll show up with where that goal is in their mind, or what they've held in their mind for long enough with focus, if that makes sense. So here's my definition of a goal. I believe a goal is everything. I believe it is the most important thing that we have because it's what we think about of what we want in the future, who we want to become, what we want to have, the relationships, the lifestyle, anything and everything that we'd always thought about having is in the future, right? So where's a goal? It's in the future. So if the things that we don't have now, we don't have them, but we have things in the future that we want, where do we have to get them from? Is what we need to think about here. Okay, so now think about it. Anything you really want to have that you don't currently have. This is gonna make a lot of sense. Think about the house, the car, the relationship, the business, the health. Think about what you actually want that you don't currently have right now. Now, if you don't have all these things, you don't have them right now, there's only one place. There's literally only one place they can be. Think about this really quick. I kind of ruined it already for you guys, but there's only one place they can actually be, and that's the future. And I'm gonna make this hopefully not too confusing for you guys, but in a way that this makes a lot of sense by the time we're done with this. So the future is everything because all completed goals can only happen in the future because the past has already happened and we're creating the future with the present right now. So what does this mean? It means that the starting process of every completed goal in the future starts with your belief of who you are currently right now and who you could become in the future. So you have to have an identity, a self-image, a belief system of who you currently are right now, and that you don't want to be that person, or you want to be an evolved version of that person, or you want to have something different about you in the future. So you have to know who you are. You also have to know where you want to go, meaning who you want to become and how you want to change. So who you can become is painted as a picture in your mind in the present because of wins or losses that you experienced in the past. Now think about this really quick. We as humans, we live in the past, the present, and the future. As far as we know it, we're the only ones on this planet that can do this. We don't know, for the most part, I mean, some animals seem to have a memory, but we don't know if it's more of like just kind of a looping system or something like that, or are they conscious of it? But sometimes you can see animals do this, but for the most part, as you understand, we as humans are the only conscious creature on this world that can understand living in three planes, also the creation process between these three planes. So the present is where we are conscious, and we make conscious decisions about what we want and who we want to become in the future. The ideas of what we believe we want, big or small, are directly tied to our identity or self-image. This is very important to understand, that we construct this from our actions or results from previous experiences or the historical past of the life that we live in. Past wins or past losses will change your perception of who you are in your current mind's eye, causing you to change how you act in life, increasing or decreasing the likelihood of a better future where goals could be hit. Past wins and past losses. Let's take a look at these real quick. And as I do this, guys, think about yourself. Think about your own life and your own family. And as you become a leader, think about your children, if you're coaching sports teams, things like that, or your own team, think about this for your agents. As you get to know people and you have a better understanding of who you're working with and the families and partners that you have, the more you can know what not only motivates yourself and pushes them, but also, just yourself, but also for them as well. So it's not just your life, but it's all the lives that you surround yourself with, that you're immersed with, that you're synced with, if that makes sense. So when it comes to past win, let's think about this really quick. When we hold the belief in our mind that our past was the best, meaning we had something really great in the back years. It was peak of our life, right? We're a college athlete, or we were an NFL football player, or we did something massive in our life. Think about that. Our past victory, but this was the biggest victory, the best one of our lives, right? What happens in the present when we're looking back at a past victory? Is it quite demoralizing if we give up that past, or that our future will never be as good as the past, right? So many times we had things that happened in the past, a great career, a great relationship, something went really well, and then when it fell apart or whatever happened, it caused a lot of problems, right? For us in the present, but it also caused many more problems in the future because we dwell on that in the past. We say this was our past victory. This is why you see people, in college, storing college jerseys in the like 50s and 60s, right? Because they're thinking back in college when they got married and they played sports, those were their glory years, right? They get stuck in the past. So if you're living in the past, guys, it means you're not creating the future, and you can't have a better future because you've given up on the future. So if you're stuck in a past victory, just know that's not the biggest victory of your life, that your biggest victory is coming forward. Now, past losses work in a little bit of the same way, but a little bit differently as well, because these are certain situations where we've suffered a horrible loss in any of our life, failing business, relationship, financial issues, something that happened so bad in the past that we never want to experience again. So something that was so great that we don't think we can ever have something as good in the future, or something that was so bad that we never want to experience again. These dictate and change who we see ourselves as in the present, and how we see ourselves in the present changes the belief system on who we think we can become in the future. If that makes sense. And here's how it all works. Every single one of us lives in the past, present, and future, and we're all sharing the current present. Decisions are only made in the present, but influence from the past results in future desires. Take a look at the past. It says this has already happened. In the middle, it's currently happening. In the future, this will happen. Good or bad, regardless, it will happen. Okay, so I'm giving you an example using my poker career, and I actually can tie it to both past wins and both past losses. So you guys know my story, how I got emotionally distraught. Very tough time for me after my poker career went away. Well, the win was, oh my gosh, I was at the top of the poker world. I spent 10 years of my life getting here. This is going to be the peak of my life, and nothing better would come from it. And I got emotionally tied into my past, being a past victory, and said, hey, I played in the NFL for a few years, and then I tore my ACL, and that was the best my life was ever going to have. And now I'm going to live the rest of my life in self-misery, dwelling in all the negative things I can think on, right? So that would be living in a past win. Now, past loss would be, it was tragically taken from me because of government regulation, saying, oh my gosh, I had something going good, and then it went bad really quick, and it hurt so bad. There was so much pain associated with this. I never want to take a risk in life again. I never want to build anything in life again, because it's going to hurt just as bad when it happens again, if that makes sense. So either one of these, the way you want to look at it, can change my identity of who I see myself going forward. So wins and losses down there at the bottom create our identity, and our identity dictates what we believe we are capable of in the future. So if we don't believe that we can go build a big business because we're looking at past experiences, because we look at ourselves as a failure for some reason, do you think you're going to set big goals? Probably not. Do you think you're even going to set a goal? And if you do, are they going to be small, achievable goals? Like, hey, maybe I can make $25,000 this year. Maybe I can sell a house, right? Not like, hey, I can make $1 million. So the identity we tie to ourselves is unfair many times, because it's not true. Because if you knew how powerful you were and how special you were, and that you could become anything that you want and create anything you want, you wouldn't be looking at the past. You'd be only staring at the future. So what I want you guys to do is forget the past. Only think about what you can do today as far as a present action with your current present and who you want to become and where you want to go in the future, if that makes sense. So nothing in the past stops the future. Look down there in the bottom right. This is the most important thing that I think all successful people come across at one point, this awareness or understanding, which is nothing so horrible that I've done in the past can change who I can become in the future. There's nothing I've done as far as a negative towards myself or someone else, or something as far as like I just missed an opportunity or didn't work hard enough. Nothing I've done in the past has any relationship to who or what I can become in the future. So just take the pressure off yourself, guys. I promise you, many of you guys are beating yourself up, taking your future away because you think your past is the reason why your future can't happen.